by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
The Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.
All right, we are live.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Welcome to 440 and Goal. It is weekly showtime again. Back at it, moving again. My name is Sam. Next to me is my good man Tom. Tom, what's going on today?
What's going on, guys? Hey, super excited to be back. It's been a minute since we've all been together. Today's been a good day. I just wanted a quick shout out here. It's my fiance Megan's 30th birthday, so we're doing the show on her birthday, and she wanted a shout out. So happy birthday, dear. Love you. And let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do it.
Right. I mean, absolutely. Happy birthday to Megan. You know, the real runner of the Roth house. Keeps everything moving, you know, not just at your house, at my house as well. Without Jessica, I don't think that this ship is moving forward. Nope. Always going to be in debt to the special ladies in our lives. Before we get moving too far, Tom, that's some nice gear you got going on there. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, so I hit up Bart today out in Maiden, Ohio. I wanted to get some gear for Megan's birthday. Some crew neck sweaters and such, and I saw that Harbor Mariners jersey that Bart's got hanging up there, and I thought it'd be sweet. Like, hey, why don't I start getting some baseball jerseys from local area schools? And he had a blue one left, and he had the Conneaut logo already up, so he shot me over a Conneaut baseball. It's got a number 7 in the back, you know, so I had to wear. I like number 7. For some reason. So I got number 7, but I got two Harbor Mariners jerseys coming. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So Made in Ohio, Bart Cumberland, Tyler King, all those guys down there, hit them up, get some custom stuff.
Very good. Very good. That's dope. Yeah. Speaking of jerseys, earlier this week, I found after a long game of cat and mouse, that guy right there, I've seen it walking around town a couple times, and that is, in fact, my jersey from high school, which explains why it's in such immaculate shape, because it didn't take too many. It didn't take too many hits, but you know, I still was very, very blessed to be able to be put into a situation where I could pull that off. And as far as I'm concerned, those are the best looking jerseys Lakeside's ever had, and you can't tell me nothing different. One of the cool things that happened with that, I went ahead and put out a post to that and called out all the local coaches to show some of their play in their jerseys, and quite a few, Buzz Edwards, Coach Butchko, Coach Sorber, Coach Pete out of Geneva, all those guys showed off some of their playing days. I was surprised that they even had cameras for some of them. No, it was very cool, very cool. Speaking of, you know, just kind of moving forward, some changes coming up. Just kind of want to touch base really quick with everybody watching the show. You know, as things progress and as, you know, shows, and just like anything else in life, things are going to mature and change and change direction. 440 and Goal is no different. So right now, you know, at this time, 440 and Goal will be continuing with just me and Tom. Our partner, Ryan, decided, you know, he's going to step away at this time. You know, wishing him the very best. It's just not kind of not in the cards for him right now. So from this point on, it will just be me and Tom doing the 440 and goal coverage. You never know what can happen in the future. But, just to kind of put some stuff to bed, one of the things that I think I know myself and I know Tom as well, we take pride in it is our transparency. And strictly for transparency's sake rather than, wonder, hoot and holler, where's everybody at? That's what's going on. So just at this time, it's going to be me and Tom doing the 440 and goal thing. Ryan unable to do that at this time. So, the coverage is still going to continue. We're still going to be moving forward. Got a lot of cool stuff going.
Absolutely.
Want to thank Ryan for.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I want to thank Ryan for everything coming up to this point. You know what I mean? Ryan is just an absolutely phenomenal producer. This show couldn't be anywhere near what it was without him doing what he did. So everything he did, was appreciated, still is appreciated. And, we'll see what kind of happens in the future. But, until then, thank you.
Yes.
Tom,
absolutely.
go ahead.
Absolutely. Like Sam, you hit the nail on the head. Life brings us to different places. And at this time, Ryan's stepping away. Excuse me. I know that we both definitely appreciate every single thing he contributed to the show, everything he taught us, how he empowered us to do different things. And absolutely going forward, I want to thank Ryan for teaching me how to run camera, because for a lot of those games during basketball season, I was running the camera and it was tough. But, Ryan always with the tips, always with the, phone call after, hey, buddy, you did good. Here's what you need to do in the future. Definitely help with confidence. And, hey, I miss him. But, going forward, this two-man show, I'm excited to see where this goes. But hats off to Ryan for everything you did for us.
Yeah, no, not going to harp on that too much, but, got to give the same amount of respect that is due. He deserves that much. So, again, thank you for that. And kind of just moving forward from here. Mm-hmm. We had a little contest.
We did.
Had ourselves a little contest, a bracket challenge, if you will. And the winner is Owen Schlotty or Schlotty. If I'm ruining your last name, please feel free to jump in here and let us know. We will, give us the phonetic pronunciation, if you will.
Yeah.
He won. The funniest thing I think that happened with that bracket challenge, and actually hats off to you, Tom, because this was a great idea on your part to do it, because I really wasn't into it, but you talked me into it. He wins our bracket with a grand total of 980 points. And anybody who's ever done a bracket knows that 980 points means our bracket had a C+ winner.
Yeah. So for comparison's sake, I was in Jay Billis's group on ESPN, and I finished 200 and something place, and I had 1,280 points picking Baylor to win it. So, hey, I mean, I picked the right guys, but can we talk 1 second real quick here? Sam, the day before the tournament, you and I were messaging back and forth, and we're like, who are we going to pick? Who do we look for? This is a weird year. There's no Kentucky. There's no Duke. And I was like, listen, man, don't pick Ohio State. They're they don't close out games. So what do? I pick Ohio State to win the whole dang thing in our 4-4.
Yes, you did.
Bracket. And
not only did you do it via text message, you put it on Facebook for the world to see. So it is forever ingrained that Tom says, whatever you do in this bracket, don't pick Ohio State to go deep. They can't close out in games.
Yep.
And just like a SpongeBob SquarePants skit, a few moments later, he picks them to win the whole thing. And I have messages of absolute horror when they get knocked out. And then I realize that he picks them to win. And I actually pulled a muscle in my gut from laughing so hard.
It was a tough day in the Roth household. I may or may not have burned a jersey and sent emails out asking for Chris Holtmann to be fired. Please bring Brad Stevens to Columbus. It was a tough day for me. I'm still not over it. Oral Roberts, though, shout out, man. Shout out.
There's always one. There's always one. And this year
one.
there was more than one. There was a ton.
There-
Unfortunately, my pick this year to go kind of deeper in the tournament, lower seed going deeper, was Georgetown.
Yeah.
And they got smacked, I believe, after this first round. So, or in the second round. Yeah. So, that's the good thing. That's the fun thing about that bracket is you can be an absolute bracket guru, and still get outpicked by somebody who doesn't even know how basketball works. It's a fun time of the year. It's the only thing like itself. You know what I mean? Some people say that like the bowl games are that way, but I think football is a little bit more cut and dry. Like, you know what I mean? If Ohio State goes against Kent State in a bowl game, Kent State's going to lose by 4 million points. So, I mean, that's just how that goes. But yeah, so that was one of the fun things. So Owen Schlote, he is from Orwell. I don't know if he's a Grand Valley student. I don't know the full deal there, but by winning the bracket, by participating, he is going to win, or has won, the first 440 and goal hoodie with the new logo, with our new sleek 440 and goal logo. So he's got a hoodie coming this way, and that's all, thanks to the guys over at Made in Ohio. I can't say enough about the guys at Made in Ohio, Bart and Tyler and the whole crew there. Every time you go in there, they do a great job. I mean, your jersey is a proof of it. We have a whole family full of hoodies here. Every time we need stuff to go, they get it done. They do a great job. The t-shirts actually hold up. It's not like, this material that's going to get a bunch of holes in it and stuff like that. It's really, he's doing a great job and a great thing for Ashtabula. That's why it's such a pleasure. And it's really a privilege to work with those guys. Just kind of moving on a little bit, Tom, something else happened this weekend, and that's up your alley.
This is my alley, guys. So you guys have endured me talking for about a year now, and it's no secret golf's my thing. Maybe not playing it. I'm not that great. I mean, like Jake Newsom will tell you, it's been a tough time with me. But so we talk about like how, like in college basketball, in the brackets, it'll happen like the Cinderella will happen. A real Cinderella story happened in the Masters tournament this past weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A man by the name of Hideki Matsuyama won the Masters tournament, and that's a huge deal for golf. Golf has traditionally been, just for lack of a better term, it's a white man's world in golf. It truly is, outside of Tiger Woods in terms of winners. Hideki Matsuyama, 29 years old, Japanese-born, wins the Masters tournament in decided fashion. He becomes the first ever Japanese-born player to win it, and he becomes the first player since 2008 to win the Masters playing over par on his final day. So he shot a 73, I think, on the final day when par 72. So it was just wild to see. It was great. My guy, Patrick Cantlay, got cut the first day. Old boy was 8 over. That was great. I felt great about that. I can't even tell Megan that I lost money on that because that wouldn't be great. But I mean, just getting off, because it's not a big golf show, but just getting onto the golf tip here. I mean, it was great to see. I can't wait to see how he builds on this and how the game of golf becomes more inclusive for everyone going forward. And I think Hideki, Tiger Woods, these guys are really paving that way. And I think this is a great time to really, if you're even kind of interested in golf, to get into it.
Yeah, and it's not, it's nice to see that he actually kind of found something to do after he retired in 2013 from the Yankees.
Yeah.
We were waiting 2 days for that joke. I'm waiting 2 days to say that joke.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I peeked in on and we were just talking about the NCAA tournament and how it's kind of a crapshoot. And the Masters is probably the closest thing to it. to me. Like, there's always a favorite. There's always a favorite.
Every time.
And, you know, but there's this huge field of people. And, you know, people swear up and down that they know every single golfer, but it's just impossible. So, you know, everybody's, you know, there are Duke and Kentuckys of golf, and there are, you know, UTEPs. And sometimes a UTEP wins. I don't know if this guy's a UTEP or what he would be considered, but I know I never heard his name once before this tournament. So
Hideki Matsuyama is like the Florida State. State. He's been catching fire.
A competitor.
Yeah, he's a competitor. And it's cool to see. Yeah.
Sure. So, you know, just kind of moving on into a little bit more professional talk. You know, we're just going to kind of keep it like we used to when we started. We're going to do kind of the first half and talk a little bit about some pro sports and, you know, outside of local stuff just for right now. In the beginning, we're going to go to a very, very brief break, and then we're going to get into some local stuff after that. The Browns, Cleveland Browns, are in talks and still haven't pulled the trigger, as far as I've seen, on signing Jadeveon Clowney. This has been something that, honestly, since last year, they've been going back and forth on. I know it was really close last year. I know this year that we were supposed to have talks of a contract yesterday, and then everything has gone cold. I know that it'd be nice to have him. It would definitely be nice to have him on there. We could definitely use the help on defense, because our defense was atrocious last year.
Oh, God.
But I tend to wonder, like, what is left in the tank. But, you know, you may not need as much in the tank because you've got the best defensive end in football on the other side. I don't care about that guy from L.A. We've got the best one here.
Oh, 100%. The nice thing about Jadeveon Clowney is we're not coming in to ask him to rush the quarterback necessarily. We're asking him to help stop the run, and to help kind of do those spies, and to, I mean, make no bones about it, there's a reason we're not going out and signing linebackers right now. There's 4 in the room that we really like. We're going to play 2 linebackers in my estimation, and we're going to be playing the safety in a hybrid linebacker role, so like Delpit or John Johnson. But I think Jadeveon Clowney is also going to be asked to play, should he come to Cleveland, play inside next to Garrett. Just really clearing the way for some blitzing linebackers, that sort of thing. We signed Tack McKinley, who, another guy, don't know how much he has in the tank, but if he's healthy, if he does the right things, he's going to be a monster. And I think Jadeveon would fill that role for us of that hybrid run stopper, DT/DE role that could rush the quarterback. And you're right,
not just on him. And you know, not just on him either. We signed John Johnson from the LA Rams too. And I really liked Rodney Harrison. I have no idea who Delpit is yet. I mean, I know who he is. What I'm saying is we don't know what NFL player he is yet, because he got hurt signing the contract. You know what I mean? So
signing the contract.
You know, we have the potential. We've got Denzel Ward, who is solid. I like him a lot. I don't put him at elite. I think a lot of people are quick to, you know, he's getting a lot of Joe Hayden treatment. And I hated Joe Hayden. I always thought he was just kind of an average guy that was, you know, he played well against one guy in the division. Everybody thought he was a shutdown corner, and they forgot about the 15 times he got burned every game. But, you know, it'd be nice to get some help back there. I think our front 4 is good, but Clowney is a definite. I think he's a definite upgrade from Vernon. I don't like Vernon. Didn't like him when we got him. And that was one of the things that just kind of. I firmly believe that whole Giants deal was just a package deal. They're like, listen, if you want OBJ, we'll do this straight up, but you guys are gonna have to take this too.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's really kind of how that worked, but it would be nice. What I think is more promising than anything really is the Browns are going. You know what I mean? They're not sitting. They're trying to get some signings. They've decided that, you know, it's no more of this wait till next year. It's win now, which is a type of football that we haven't seen in Cleveland. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the potential of maybe a season where maybe we can tailgate again. Maybe we can get out there and enjoy again. You know what I mean? People are getting vaccinated, and I don't know that we're ever going to get back to a complete like what it was before, but I think, getting some gatherings and stuff like that is in the cards, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, absolutely. It's very exciting to be a Cleveland fan right now. Especially, but you hit the nail on the head. We're going for it. And right now, like in the past, the Browns have always had to, because the NFL draft's coming up. The Browns have always had to draft for need, right? Right now, we really don't have to draft for need. We need to draft best player available.
Yes.
The fact of the matter is, we just saw Sam Darnold get traded to the Panthers. So now they got Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold in the room. I think that solidly takes the Panthers out of drafting a quarterback. So I think that we're going to see a lot of trades. Miami made the fleece of the century. Miami was Jordan Belfort making those penny stock trades in the beginning of Wolf of Wall Street right there. They fleeced the Eagles. They fleeced the 49ers. And I really think that, Cleveland could do something even if we sign Jadeveon Clowney. Let's say we get him. That doesn't mean that if a guy like Kwity Paye or Gregory Rousseau, if those guys are there, we can still take them. It's best player available. And
let's not
forget, right now, if a wide receiver's available at like 19, like Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle, I'm trading up.
You got to go there.
And I'm getting rid of OBJ.
OBJ, and it's amazing that you're there, but I think the proof was in the pudding. They were better without him. That's all there was to it. Now, if he wants to come out and prove himself, that's great. That's great if he wants to come out and prove himself because, athletically he is elite.
Mm-hmm.
Effort, I don't think so. I think he is. I think there are some issues on the field, and they showed themselves. I really think Baker functions better in a freestyle offense where you don't have to throw to him so many times.
Correct.
Because, there are two types of stars in the world, in this receiver core. You've got Jarvis and you've got OBJ. Jarvis is, I don't care how many times I catch it as long as we win.
100%.
OBJ is pissed off if we win 10-13, but he only caught 2 balls. Oh,
absolutely.
That's all there is to it. And Baker can't function that way, and that's why he forced stuff. And when he was out there, it took him out of his game because he didn't really have name brand receivers at Oklahoma either. It was just everybody got a piece. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of quarterback he is. And you know what? That's great. Let him go because we've got some guys we got to pay, including number 24, the best running back in the league.
I hate the narrative. You don't give a running back their second contract. You don't do that. Well, guess what?
It's the stupidest thing ever.
Let me ask you a question. If you were a GM and you had LaDainian Tomlinson, Eddie George, Zeke Elliott, I'm going to put Zeke in that category. Christian McCaffrey, Curtis Martin, Nick Chubb, all of those guys demand a second contract because they're generational players. Alvin Kamara. They're generational.
Just signed a
talent.
monster contract.
And Drew Brees ain't even back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, they're going to have the Swiss Army knife from the Mormon Swiss Army knife throwing him the football, which is great. You know what I mean? That's fantastic. But give the man his money because there's one thing. There's a guy in Cleveland who we traded for that's making $14 million a year who gets hurt and he cries all the time. Then there's a guy in Cleveland making pennies on the dollar who scores a touchdown, puts the football down and runs toward the sideline and, hey, put me back in. I'm ready to go. I want to pay that dude.
Who runs out of bounds in lieu of scoring a touchdown to guarantee the win.
And didn't cover the spread.
We've got one of those guys that cares about winning more than that. And that's really where it comes. You know what I mean? But football, we are going to talk a ton more about football. Oh, yeah. It's it's an ongoing issue on this show, obviously, as you can see kind of by my background and what we do here. But here's another one that we could talk about here that it actually kind of pisses me off. Indians in first place in their division. Yeah, I am not. I am not an Indians fan. I actually went and bought this.
Oh, oh,
I went and bought this the day he Francisco Lindor signed with them. So I was officially done with Cleveland at that point. And shout out to Francisco Lindor, personal hero of mine as well. He is the first Puerto Rican with his own shoe deal.
yes, he is.
So I'm probably not gonna buy his $120 New Balances, but when they get knocked down in 4 years to about $49.99, count me in. I'm there.
Oh, heck yeah. Can we talk about New Balance real quick? They're signing Frankie
Absolutely.
Lindor. They're signing Kawhi Leonard. I mean, these boys are coming up. New Balance.
Listen, they're going. They are absolutely going for it. They are going for it. And honestly, talking about the tribe, my issue with the Indians has always been they absolutely refuse to keep and sign talent.
Mhm.
Every pitcher that's ever been great, we get rid of. And then they go and they win World Series and are dominant in other places. CC Sabathia, Cliff Lee, what's his name is in Cincinnati killing it.
Trevor Bauer was in Cincinnati killing it. He's on the Dodgers now. But he killed it.
Yeah, it was down there killing it there too. They just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I've said before, I really firmly believe that the Dolans, the Cleveland Dolans, much like the New York Dolans, think that their fan base is the stupidest bunch of people on earth. I think they sit inside of boardrooms and I think they say, you know what? It doesn't matter what we put out there. The people are going to come. They'll piss and moan, but they're still going to come back.
Oh yeah.
And it's super irritating, and that's why I just don't understand why. If you're an Indians fan, explain to me how that makes you. How does that make sense? How does it make sense to only be good enough to just make it?
Exactly.
Like, you're only good enough to just make the playoff. You're going to make the playoffs every couple of years. You're going to at times have a good long run. You're going to get close and be a couple pieces short, but then contracts are going to run out, and you're in a rebuilding phase every 4 years in Cleveland.
Every 4 years. So here's the thing that makes me more mad than anything. So a buddy of the show, Mark Scafuro, he posted a great thing, a great message on my Facebook about when I was ranting about the Dolans. And it made sense. That's the type of market that the Indians are. They draft well, their farm team's solid, so they can afford to do that, so they don't have to put these contracts out. But that it was good reasoning, but at the same time, it's infuriating because baseball's the one sport where there's no salary cap. Okay. Right. You see the Yankees when Steinbrenner was there. I mean, he paid Alex Rodriguez a ridiculous amount of money, and then he goes and he pays his entire outfield. He gets CC. Derek Jeter's making more money than God at that point. Mark Teixeira got signed from the Rangers for like hundreds of millions of dollars. The Paul Dolan and James Dolan are almost they're within a couple $100 million worth of what Steinbrenner's net worth was.
Yeah.
How do you have the, and excuse me for my language, but for lack of a better word, the balls to tell me that you can't afford these guys? Like, it's because our attendance is bad.
It is simply not true.
It isn't.
It's a matter of they don't want to pay. They know that people are going to come. And honestly, it's going to lead to the demise of baseball in Cleveland, because I got news. You're not in great shape. But the public look at you is not great right now. You're changing the name. Mm-hmm. You've taken away Chief Wahoo. So whether or not you agree with that is neither here nor there.
Correct.
Those are two divisive actions that you're doing. So you put that on top of not paying anybody. You let one of the best shortstops in 20, 30 years just walk out the door because you didn't want to pay him a superstar contract. And you expect that people are going to be there. They're not going to.
No, they won't. They won't come. And the simple fact of the matter is, my father said it the best way a couple days ago. He said the Cleveland Indians are exactly like the Washington football team, and I was very proud of him because he said the Washington football team and not Redskins. I was very proud of him because he hated that. He said the Indians are a major league farm team, just like the Washington football team is a farm team for NFL teams. They'll develop the talent, they'll trade the talent away, they'll get some pieces, and generally they were good at it. I mean, if you look, we traded some pieces away. We got Grady Sizemore, we got Cliff Lee, integral parts of our team. And there was just a laundry list of other players. I won't go into it. But we traded Frankie Lindor away. What did we get? Ahmed Rosario. Old boy's hitting 148 right now, and doesn't look like he can, doesn't even look like he understands how to work a pitch count. No, it just angers me.
Danny Reed says here, if you buy a team to make money, you won't win a championship. If you start winning, the money's going to come. I've always said that a World Series, a paid-for World Series, is still a World Series.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing on the ring that says, highest pay in baseball. There's nothing there. No. All it says is the Yankees won. The Red Sox won. The Dodgers won. That's all it says.
Like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. Warriors, not Kevin Durant was a snake and joined the Warriors when they didn't need him. You know what I mean?
Right. You either want to win or you don't.
Correct.
But if you don't want to win, then don't own baseball. Don't own a baseball team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because one thing Cleveland has shown is they will show up when you win. 100%. I mean, don't forget we were sold out for like 3 years straight.
3 years straight. 3 years straight. And I'll fix the problem right now. Make the Dolans sell the team, and there's a guy who's itching to own a baseball team, and he lives down in Texas, and his name's Mark Cuban.
Oh, well, Mark Cuban too, but I want that Bezos money. Bezos, give me Bezos.
God. Oh my God.
Sell it to the Bezos. Amazon guy.
Oh my. But see, here's the other inherent problem with that. If you sell the Indians, it's a double-edged sword. If you sell the Indians, there's a market out there that's begging for a baseball team in Nashville. Nashville's begging. The only thing I'm afraid of is if someone does come and buy the Indians and makes like a sick offer like Bezos or Mark Cuban, hey, see ya, we're going down to Nashville. And then we don't have baseball in Cleveland.
If that happens, they deserve it. They deserve every ounce of that because they have wasted away all the opportunities they've had. They're in a bad way. The Indians are changing their name, and they're going to lose a considerable amount of their fan base. There's a saying going around right now. Again, you can agree with it. You don't have to agree with it, but I think it's true. Go woke, go broke. And that's what they're in the middle of right now. They're going woke, and they very well might go broke because of it. Yeah. So that's going to be the first half of the show. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about some local athletes doing some great things. This is 440 and Gold. Just give us a couple minutes. We're going to go into a commercial. 440 and Gold presents Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio makes custom t-shirts, hoodies, banners, jerseys, and so much more. We are proud to have Made in Ohio as the official Player of the Week sponsor. Need new gear? Contact Made in Ohio at 440-964-9057 or go visit them in the beautiful historic Ashtabula Harbor at 1028 Bridge Street. Be sure to check out Made in Ohio on Facebook.
Tri-Fin Charters, Northeast Ohio's premier multi-species guide service. Captain Mark Diedrich is here to set up your trip of a lifetime. Catfish, walleye, steelhead, crappie, perch, and more. Mosquito Lake, Lake Erie, Ohio River, or even Pymatuning Reservoir. Tri-Fin Charters, where dreams become reality. 440-228-5744.
All right, and we're going to get back to the show here. I just want to send a real quick shout out. We used to do something called Business of the day here. One of the things today, I'm going to make the business of the day my wife's business. Oops, sorry, that's not working. Well, that's not working. Her business is called Nailed It by Jessica. She has her own Facebook page. So for anybody out there who likes to get their nails done on a regular basis, go check her out. It's called Nailed It by Jessica. This is nail polish and stuff that you can put on. She is actually a maintenance worker, so she runs through nail polish quite a bit. These things actually last pretty good for her. It's a lot cheaper than a manicure. I know it's put money back in our pocket, and it's one of the nice things about that. So go check her out on Facebook. Nailed It by Jessica. It is a Color Street is the product she sells, and she does a great job, and she's very passionate about it. So go check her out over there on her Facebook page if you have any, anybody who likes to get their nails done or likes to have pretty nails. And then also another quick announcement here. Spring cleanup. Hold on. What is going on? I cannot pull any of our stuff up. None of our stuff is getting pulled up. That's weird.
Technical difficulties. Well, it's the first show back, so
yeah, ain't that? Could it be any other way? Could it be any other way?
Some things change, but some things stay the same.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what you do, sheesh. Well, can't pull any of those up anyway. Look to our Facebook page. There's an Ashtabula spring cleaning going on. It's being put together by Sal Jackson. It's going to be happening on April 24th. There's some flyers going out. I'm going to be I'm going to be sending out the flyer on our webpage so you can check it out. He is looking for volunteers. And for all of you high schoolers who are looking for those volunteer hours, they're going to be certifying volunteer hours on that day. So It's from 9 to 1 o'clock. It's a great way to get out there and get, in touch with your community, or, I'm sure anybody is allowed, whether you're from Ashtabula or not. So, that's one of the things going on there. Kind of getting into, let's get into some more banners. I want to send a big shout out to Brandon Ford. Brandon Ford being named, I believe he is Ashtabula Lakeside's first ever All-Ohio basketball player.
Oh, my gosh, man. What an honor.
Yeah. So, I mean, he had an absolutely phenomenal year this year. He broke not only the Lakeside record. He broke, or not only the 1,000-point club, but he breaks the Lakeside record. That was a 12-year-old record held by Emilio Parks, who's still playing semi-professional basketball to this day. Got signed to a team in Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
Is down there playing professionally. So Brandon Ford out there, and he was just a phenomenal kid on and off the court. Hats off to him. It was really it was a lot of fun to get to watch him. He got featured on our TikTok a couple times because, call him Migos because that kid is slippery.
Hey,
you can't stay with him. He was a monster on the court, but even better is the kid's got grades. He's got a great attitude, and that's how you're going to be successful out here in this world. It was really fun to get to cover him this year.
Absolutely. I'll never forget, and it really stuck with me all year. He was coming close to breaking that record. And you could tell, I mean, like the atmosphere is electric and he's coming close and he had every opportunity to shoot that basketball and get those points. But I remember, I don't know if you remember, Sam, the name of the kid, because I know you remember what I'm about to talk about, but it was a big deal. They Coach Newsom put this young man into the game with Brandon, and Brandon had so many open shots, but he kept feeding this kid the ball the whole time. At the end of the game, just fed him the ball. And the kid kept shooting and he kept missing. But every time this kid shot, everyone would get up off their seat. It was obviously a big deal to get this kid to score a couple points. And instead of going for his own accolades, Brandon, the ball handler, the leader on the team, giving the kid that ball, empowering him to shoot, screaming, shoot it a few times. That was huge. And I'm really happy that they were able to do that for him. I'm very, very proud of that there were kids in the area that do that.
Yeah, he is. And you're Tom. Yeah, I absolutely. I just got this thing to. I don't know what the heck was going on with it, but again, listen, if it was going smooth, this would not be 4-4-0 in goal.
No,
We have figured that out a long time ago. Anyway, Brandon Ford. Tom, I love the story. I think you're right. It's one of the things that's great about him. Is the fact that I remember that moment. He was so concerned about making sure that all of his teammates were getting involved, that the team was winning, that everything was working that needed to work, that everybody was getting their time to shine, that he stepped back himself, all the way to the point of that senior night sitting the bench.
Yeah.
Not starting.
Where the heck is Ford?
Yeah, not starting that night because he wanted to make sure everybody got that shot that night. And that is one of the things that is not going to show on a resume. Mm-mm. It's not going to show on his college applications. It's not going to show on his highlight reel because that's who he is as a person. Mm-hmm. And that's really his most admirable quality as far as I'm concerned. So, to Mr. Ford and I call him Bo Jackson because he's just doing about everything.
He does everything.
Now, not only was he all Ohio, the young man is out there playing baseball.
When you told me that, I said, this cat's going to play rugby if it were offered.
It is something else. I went out. I got the pleasure to go see Lakeside play, and I got to see Brandon Ford out there playing outfield for them, and just as athletic as you think he is, he is. The man shags fly balls like nobody's business. If he gets on the bases, he is a problem. But Lakeside, pretty good this year. 5-4, 4-1 in the conference. They were up until Saturday when they went again. They did take a loss to Rocky River. They were on a 4-game win streak.
My God,
like
4-game win streak. And the thing is, I'll tune in, because for everyone watching, I'm not able to go to Saturday games just with work. So shout out to Sam for keeping it all rolling and providing fantastic content. I am in the background just giving thumbs up with the audio and stuff. But anyway, the kids at Lakeside know how to play baseball, man. I mean, it reminds me of when Jeff Carl was the coach when we were in high school. Fundamentally sound. The fundamentals are all there. And that's not present anymore.
They got some great coaches there. They've got coaches from back when I was in high school too. One of the coaches from that era, Andy Kiphart, still coaching at Lakeside. But Lakeside there is no there's no deficit in talent. There's a lot of kids out there who are very, very good at baseball, including Sean Allgood Jr. Ashton Wheelock is a stud out there.
God.
And they got a kid out there who I'm just getting acquainted to because this is our first baseball, year covering baseball. Danny Garcia, who has a walk-off triple against Geneva. It was, and Geneva was out there. Let me tell you one thing about Geneva baseball. When you go against Geneva baseball, now their record doesn't look like it, but they've got some pitchers that throw absolute smoke coming out of that Eagles pitchers. But yeah, that was a great battle between them and Edgewood. Edgewood's got, the Welty boys out there playing their butt off too. We got a chance. Jake Bell, got to watch him out there playing. A lot of the guys, some of the same names you're calling during football season and basketball season, into this baseball season. Really, I've got the privilege to watch quite a few baseball games in the last couple. This coming weekend, we are going to have a doubleheader. Doubleheader is going to be between Lakeside and the Grand Valley. So first game is at 10, second game is at 1. It's going to be broadcast right here to 440 Goal. We're going to have it on our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitch. It's going to be on all three of them. You're going to be able to check them out. And, baseball is fun to cover because it's a little bit of a different pace. Yep. It's more checkers than chess. Or, excuse me, chess than checkers.
Chess than checkers. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that and as I was calling the game, I made it very well known, baseball is my third sport for sure. Like, I don't know, I know enough of baseball to call it a little bit, but I'm always willing to take some extra, ideas from people, name, Tom and the guys who truly have a passion for it. But some of the things we got to see this week is Edgewood and Cardinal came out and they were ready to go. They were absolutely ready to go. Edgewood, doing their best, but that kid Collins from Cardinal pitches 6 innings of 0-run baseball.
Yeah,
finally gives up 1 earned run, and then they bring in Schultes off, from the outfield to come in and relieve him, and he's thrown smoke too. Edgewood had a tough day that day. Hunter Dragon did a great job of coming in. It was a little bit, there were a lot of runs, given up. The first pitcher had a tough day. That happens in baseball. That's baseball. It happens. A different lineup out there in Edgewood that day. Tony Hall was catching for them, and he did a phenomenal job of blocking absolutely everything. That kid's a freshman, so somebody to keep your eye on. Obviously under the tutelage of Jake Bell and those guys. Teaching. Edgewood and Coach Barger over there, they've got a nice future going. These guys they're much more competitive than they looked. So it was fun. It was absolutely a lot of fun.
Oh, 100. And it was awesome to watch because, I mean, you're talking about Collins, going back to when I was younger and even in college, 6 innings of run-free baseball is a feat.
Yeah.
But 6 innings of run-free baseball and showing no signs of fatigue until towards the tail end of when they were taking him out is an even tougher feat to accomplish. And I was so impressed with and just countywide, I've been impressed with the poise of these pitchers. Pitching has really evolved since when we were younger. They have better conditioning. They have better tutelage. Because make no mistake, pitching takes a toll on the arm. I mean, your arm isn't supposed to move that way. And these kids are doing it in such a way that their arm might not be blown out when they're juniors in college.
Pitching is a very difficult. It's one of the most difficult. But as far as I'm concerned, I think catcher is the hardest position in all of sports.
It's the most unheralded position.
And they don't get that much love. Like a good catcher is worth his weight in gold and silver. It's to get a guy, they have to have a really thorough understanding of the game. You have to not have just an understanding of the game. You have to have an understanding of your pitcher. You have to know, what's coming, when it's coming. You have to be able to go on the fly. I have seen some kids out here, including, and I'm sorry, his name escapes me. Kid from Geneva, their catcher, had one of the fastest pop-ups I've seen. For a throw to second. It's impressive. There's, these kids are going from a squatting position to up and ready to throw right now, and throwing lasers to second base, so it's the hardest position in baseball, and these kids that are doing it, it's a whole lot of fun. It really is a whole lot of fun to get to watch these kids. I will tell you, that Geneva Lakeside game, I wish we would have got the cameras rolling because the drama, you could feel the pressure with a knife. Some mistakes happening on both sides, letting everybody in the game. Everybody's, it's all locked up. Danny Garcia gets out there and just lays a hammer shot. And it was one of those hits that you could tell from the sound of the ball, nobody was getting to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody's move. It was good. It was fun. I'm really, really looking forward to covering some baseball this weekend. And I won't lie to you, covering this high school baseball as I've gotten a chance to get out there. It has kind of reignited my love for the game. You know what I mean? It's been a while since I've sat and watched baseball for pleasure. And I really had forgotten how much fun it is to watch.
Oh, sure. And the thing is we watch major league games. I mean, I know you and I have texted multiple times the past 2 years about like, oh yeah, well, look at this guy coming up, or hey, look at this. This is a joke, or with these pro guys. But I mean, the fact of the matter is so just quick math. Bryce Harper makes, I think it's close to $1 million a game. Danny Garcia makes close to no dollars a game. And the pure passion and joy that these kids have for this game is something that, like you said, it's super refreshing. And even watching it just like with me, like I'm on my iPad, it's apparent. It's electric. And for a while there in Ashtabula County, baseball wasn't electric. And
No.
it's gotten back to that because it's not the prospect of making millions of dollars for these kids, I don't think, to advance towards collegiate and go forward. I think the prospect is that baseball has become fun again because it goes back to that innate feeling of teamwork, teammates, and just relying on each other, but also relying on yourself to help put your team in the position to win. Danny Garcia, walk-off triple. How great did that kid feel that night? And you could tell when he took off that little trot, there was a little swagger in the step, and that's what's fun about this.
I have to say, and hopefully nobody gets in trouble with this. I mean, he was so excited. I know when he was running around the bases, that helmet, when he threw it down, it was broke. That helmet broke when he threw it down. He was super excited, and I got my first taste in that game of oh boy, you've gotten old, because one of the stars that played when I was in high school was a kid by the name of Danny Jahola, and his son Trey is now a starting varsity player for Lakeside. So I got a quick dose of reality that you're old, as if the back pain I wake up with wasn't that ever, in the morning. And over there on, it's very cool to see stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to it. But I do want to say this weekend's coverage, the Lakeside Dragons are going to be hosting the Grand Valley Mustangs. It's going to be a doubleheader. It's going to be right here on 440 and Goal. You're not going to want to miss it. These are two very, very, very good baseball teams.
Oh, yeah.
Lakeside is So Lakeside is 5-4, 4-1 in their conference. Grand Valley is 2-5, but on a 3-game win streak, or on a 2-game win streak. So they're out there playing very, very well. Right now Jefferson 4-2. 0-2 in the conference, but Jefferson's 4-2 is against all the county teams. I mean, that's what they do. You know what I mean? St. John, we're still trying to get their record, but we are actually going to be covering them as well. They're going to be covered in 3 weeks. We're going to be covering them. Conneaut, unfortunately, they're always in Pennsylvania, so it's very difficult to cover them. Edgewood, I'm going to try and cover them when they get this way, though. Edgewood 2-5, 2-2 in the conference. Geneva 1-4-1 with a tie. They tied 12-12 at the beginning of the year, which is something else. And I'll tell you what, they got a kid who got a scholarship for football. That throws he throws fireballs out there. We know him as Big Ben Scabona. So I'm hoping to get out to see some Geneva baseball with that kid on the mound. Because, one of the guys they had pitching was already throwing hard, and they said Scabona's throwing harder than him. So, looking forward to that too. It's a whole lot of fun. We are still trying to figure out the logistics of covering a track meet, and trying to figure out where we can go. The things that are kind of against us on that is, number one, it has to be on a Saturday because of the early start time. Mm-hmm. Unless there's a late starting one in the week, which ain't going to happen. Number two, it has to be somewhere where we can get in and cover from a pretty high angle so we can, individualize each event. And number three, we need it to be an Ashtabula County home game, a home invitational. So those are the things that we're going to try and do. I'm thinking our best bet on a Saturday or Sunday is probably going to be, I'm going to try and get down to PV because I miss my Andover, folks. It's time to get back down there.
Hey, Sam, what's PV's record?
Oh, yeah, I guess we did just kind of graze right over that, didn't we?
I think
PV
we did.
is 5-1, 3-0 in the conference. Somehow 3-0 in the conference, and they're still in second place. But it has gotten to the point where I just expect PV to be good at everything.
Like-
They're good at everything.
Like when you said PV's 5-1, I said, of course they are.
well, yeah, that's why I think that's why we just kind of overlooked it, because it's like, oh yeah, PV's 5-1, yeah, that makes sense. They got those kids are studs out there. They're athletes. I don't know what's going on in the water out in Andover and Mosquito Lake, but they've got monsters out there. Those kids are absolute gamers.
It's insane. No school has that. No school has business in this area being good at every single sport.
Every single
sport.
season they compete in every single sport, and they are ready to go with the big dogs. I love it. I love it. And the support out there is unrivaled.
It's electric.
It is. It is absolutely fantastic. Speaking of electric, speaking of upcoming things going on, let's take this off. Let's take this off. Coming up, I believe next week, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tuesday. So after Tuesday's show, we are going to go live on Twitch, head-to-head, playing against each other in MLB The Show. Now, one of the cool things about that is what we're going to do is we are going to put out a poll. I'm going to get the poll out tonight, and it is going to be for you guys to choose which matchup me and Tom are going to compete against each other live on Twitch for the 440 and Goal audience. The first matchup is going to be me as the Mets. I'm going to play with the Mets, and Tom would then play with the Indians. That's going to be option one. Option number two is going to be Tom is going to be home with the Dodgers, and I am going to play with the Yankees. So get out there, and I'm going to get the polls going. I'm going to get the polls going, and I want you guys to get out there and vote. Which matchup do you want to see? It's going to be live to Twitch. If I can figure it out, I'll try and get it so it's live to Facebook and YouTube too. If I can get all that going, if I can figure out how to make that work the right way, I will definitely do it so you guys can all see it, and it'll be across everything. But which matchup do you want? Do you want the Mets versus the Indians or the Yankees versus the Dodgers? We are going to do that following the show on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So that's gonna be one of the cool things coming up. I'm super excited about this. Not only because it's it's baseball, but I mean I haven't got to play an Xbox baseball game in years.
No. The last time there was a good baseball game on Xbox, Manny Ramirez was on the cover, and it was MVP Baseball 2005.
I think the last one I can even remember playing was 2K13, maybe.
Oh my God, that's right. 2K had one.
Evan Longoria was on the
yes,
was on the cover.
Yep.
That's the last one I remember playing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So Twitch matchup between me and Tom, Mets versus Indians, Yankees versus Dodgers. I want to hear what matchup you want to see. Make sure you guys get out there. I'm going to create some graphics and stuff for that to be shared. Make sure you guys are get that out there, get to voting. Really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be another first for here at 440 on Goal.
I mean, we've been talking since last year about getting video games integrated, and we had some juice for a second, but then it kind of just, like we said, like things happen and we weren't able to do it. But now, like MLB The Show comes out. I mean, this is groundbreaking for Xbox, and now, I mean, it's the first one of the new season of 440 on Goal, I should say. Behooves us to do it. Season 2 of 440 on Goal. What's up? Yeah, I'm super pumped. I'll even do one better on this, Sam. When you guys vote in the comments section, tell me what pitcher you want me to use. My starting pitcher. I will not let you guys dictate my relief bullpen. I will not do that. I won't do that. But whatever starting pitcher you want, I mean, shoot, you can throw out Tristan McKenzie, and I'll start him for the Indians. I don't like Tristan McKenzie, so please don't do it. But Hey, if
I like it.
just do that. I would like that because I like a challenge. So we'll do
Yeah, it's
that
going to
way.
be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So, really, guys, this is going to be super dependent upon your guys' participation, the voting, and all that stuff. And we want to get people to get involved. So, when the content comes out tonight, make sure you share it. That way, we can get as many eyes on it as we possibly can. And then, kind of the last thing on the docket tonight, if you will, combine. The combine date has changed.
Yes.
So we are actually going to do that on Sunday. It's going to be Sunday, June 13th. And the reason that we are changing that is because there is an ACT test scheduled on Saturday, June 12th. And we have said from the very beginning that the primary 440 Goals primary reason of getting involved and trying to help with local sports is to help kids get into college and develop, better student athletes with the focus being on students. So, I get it would be rather hypocritical for us to hold a grand event on a day where a kid is going to have to choose between academics or sports.
100%.
So because of that, we're going to change it. It's going to be Sunday. All the same things are still going to go on. And I am pleased to announce every single high school in the area has committed to the combine.
Oh, that's
so
huge.
We have commitments from every head coach. Every head coach is going to be sending 10 to 15 kids. They are going to be competing. They are going to be competing in the 40-yard dash, L drill, broad jump, vertical jump. We're going to try and figure out some strength workouts for them. They are going to then be coached one-on-one individuals by position, by the best coaches in the area. They're all going to be involved. I am excited to tell you guys that tonight I have commitments from a couple colleges that will be there. I received the emails tonight. A full list will be put out about 2 weeks before the combine. So for everybody watching, I want you to know this is going to be an event that is open, that is hopefully going to open the door for athletes in Ashtabula. I'm really looking forward to this. Is honestly my passion. This is my big one. This is my Everest. This is my Masters. This is the one that I really, really feel like Ashtabula is needed. It's been something I've wanted to do for years, and the fact that we're in a position now that we can get this done, I'm super excited about this. So, keep sharing that content to all of you athletes out there. Prepare yourself, get ready. I know that there are guys out there right now that are doing fitness trainings and trying to get kids bigger, faster, stronger. One of the names that comes to mind right now is a man by the name of Terrence Henton. He is out there. He is preparing. He is training kids to get them bigger, faster, stronger. He is a man who was a scholarship football player to Division II Ashland. So that's somebody to contact if you're trying to get up, get better, and bring your game to the next level. Stay tuned, guys. Really, really excited about that. So, just kind of a recap. Me and Tom are going against each other next week. MLB The Show, June 13th at Ashtabula Lakeside. We are going to have Ashtabula's first annual high school combine and skills camp. After that, we've got a couple other events that are coming, but we don't want to overwhelm you. So let's focus on those right now.
Let's do it. I'm super pumped, man. Sam, hats off to you, dude. You've done such a fantastic job of spearheading this and doing everything that needs to be done to get this going. You're right. I mean, this has never happened before in Ashtabula, and it's fantastic that someone took the proverbial bull by the horns and did this, and super pumped to be a part of it with you and see your passion for it and just really get everyone interested in it and not just talk about it, but be about it. Because in any area, people talk about things. People say they're going to do something, then they don't. but you've done it. And I'm super pumped to see how this could become a yearly thing, and really pump these kids up to be the best version of themselves. And I'm super pumped that this organization can facilitate that in some way. And I can't wait, man. And now, hey, I don't have to call off work, which is cool too. So
yeah, I'm actually I want to send a big shout out to Ashtabula Lakeside too. Their athletic department as a whole has just really helped move this thing forward, and their forward thinking and acceptance and really their aid. Without that, none of this can happen. So I appreciate them. To all the head coaches who have committed and are, putting their kids first, taking their time to do this, I appreciate them too. So keep up, stay tuned, guys. A lot of stuff coming, a lot of great things coming. First on the docket this week, Grand Valley, Lakeside. It's a doubleheader, baby. It's baseball time. Following that, we're going to have our recap show next week, and then me and Tom head-to-head, MLB The Show. Guys, I think that's it for tonight.
That's it for tonight. Let's get out of here.
All right. This is for 440 and Gold. This is Sam. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Hey, this is Tom. Thank you so much. Welcome to season 2. Let's get this rocking.
Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
The Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.